When you're a guy in this position, nobody's going to really understand your pain. No one's going to understand your isolation, your loneliness, your sadness, that deep yearning in your heart to be just accepted, to be to be in a position where you can just do things that you want to do without being forced to be somebody else's servant, and not having family, not having, quote unquote friends or associates, or having anybody else judging you, looking at you, and talking crap about you. This whole world is defined on a hierarchy. You have those who have everything, and you have those who have a little bit, and then you have those who have nothing and never really had anything. And unfortunately for us, we fall in the category where having nothing is just our default. A lot of us, we never really experienced having a woman's love. We never really experienced having a good girlfriend, having a good relationship, having good family members around us that support us, having good friends and people who are just there for you, right? We've never really experienced that as an excess man, as somebody who the world sees as just expendable, as the world sees as like, well, the world doesn't even see us, but when they do see us, they have all these negative things to say. And what sucks about this is that no one's going to have your back in this situation. No one cares that you're going through the things that you're going through. Your own family, they don't really give a damn about you. You try to tell them about your problems. You try to tell them about how you're depressed and you're miserable, and they don't care. They look at you like you're crazy. And when you're a grown man, after a certain age, you don't have no woman, you're not married, your life's not together, you're not financially independent. The world looks at you like you're just some anomaly. The world looks at you like you're just some loser that never tried. And when you try to tell anybody about your feelings or your emotions, they just dismiss it, and they act like your emotions or your feelings are not valid. That creates this psychological conflict, because now you understand how the world really works, that nobody really cares about you if you're not attractive, if you're not rich and famous, if you don't have any status, you have nothing that you can offer them to better their little lives or whatever. You know, as a man, you only hold value as to how much value you give to others, meaning that people need the ability to use you for something. You gotta have some type of social viability, some type of economic viability, some type of, you know, viability that helps people around you. And a lot of men just feel isolated inside. They feel alone. They feel devastated because who can you talk to? You got to wake up and go to work every single day. And the mind is a terrible thing to waste, and talent is even more of a terrible thing to waste. But how can you find your talent when you're constantly at work, when you're constantly paying bills, when you're constantly living life on the edge, when you're constantly trying to just maintain your brain functionality? And when you try to tell people anything, any complaint that you try to tell a normie, they look at you like, oh, well, that's just the system. That's just the way the world works. You're just complaining, or you're weak and you're this. And it's like, well, when somebody goes ER, don't get mad then. When somebody reaches their breaking point and they actually snap, don't get mad at them, because people try to warn you. People tell you, they're going through something. Why don't you give that person their space? Why don't you leave that person alone? It's not good to tell a mentally disabled man or a mentally unstable man, it's not good to tell him that his problems are nothing. Just because, other people in the world are quote unquote suffering, and they try to negate your problems as if your problems ain't nothing. No, man, you deserve to feel validated by the pain that you've been through. You deserve to feel like the things that you went through in your life that made you crazy, that made you quote unquote lazy, as they say, which is not laziness. It's when all your emotions and all your energy is being drained, is being loose farmed by all these activities around you. Going to work, paying bills, being around insufferable people who don't care about you. People only care about themselves and how they can get themselves to the top. It's a lonely life when you're an excess man, bro. It's a lonely life. You don't have no woman. You don't have no money. You don't have no power. You don't have anything. And you wish for the days where you just go back in time, where life was a lot more simple, where you could just be yourself and not be judged. But in this predicament we find ourselves in, if you try to be yourself and you try to just not do what the normies do, you get targeted. I don't know what's this. I don't know why there's like this fixation on targeting lonely men and isolated men and then blaming them for their own circumstances when society as a whole helped create those circumstances. When a man goes years without having a girlfriend, you don't tease him and make fun of him and laugh at him. You try to get to the bottom of it and see what went wrong. And more often than not, you can take one look at that man and you can tell what went wrong. Because looks are everything in this world. And if you don't look a certain way, you get treated a certain way. And if you look like an attractive person, well, the world's going to treat you like an attractive person. But what sucks is that, attractive people or whatever, they get all sorts of help. You know, their poodle can get sick, their cat can get sick, and they go to the vet and they got people, oh my gosh, we're gonna send you we're gonna send your dog or your cat some get well cards, and they'll send them get well cards. Some people may even send money, they send little candies, they send all these things to these people because their cat or their animal gets sick. But you're a lonely man and you need somebody to talk to. No one's gonna send you a card, no one's gonna give you a hug, no one's gonna tell you to keep strong and keep on going on. But they'll send somebody's random animal more love and more attention and more validation than they'll ever do to you. And they wonder why men are dropping out of society. They wonder why men are saying this society just ain't worth it. What's the point of going hard, working at your job when in the end, it's not going to lead to nothing but more bills, more suffering? I wish I was a multi-millionaire. I wish I knew how to do a deal with the devil, you know what I mean? So I can be a multi-millionaire. I don't care how that sounds like. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of taking orders from people. I'm sick of people crapping all over me. I'm sick of people who are in positions of power, wealth, and influence, and they have no talent. I'm tired of being the gum on the bottom of somebody's shoe. I'm tired of having people pick on me and target me and talk to me disrespectfully. And I'm tired of life in general. I'm tired of life always throwing crap at me. I'm already dealing with this. I'm dealing with this, and I haven't even recovered from that. And you're telling me I got to go through this now? Got to find the way to make money that's legal. Because anytime you do something illegal, like this is how life is. You got some people that they're able to create criminal enterprises. They're able to create cartels with help with the CIA, of course, but they're able to do all these things, all this illegal activity, and they don't get caught. Or when they do get caught, it's like, it's never the top people, right? Or you'll see some criminals or some miscreants and deviants who, some people get caught, but then these people in particular, they don't get caught. And they're doing all type of illegal crap. But when the minute you try to do something illegal, you'll get caught on your first try. It's like the universe doesn't want you to try to escape your circumstances. The universe wants you to be poverty stricken. The universe wants you to be suffering all the time. That's one thing I don't like about this world is like this God or this demiurge or whatever you want to call it, it definitely has its favorites. The universe has its favorites. Some people get so much support in life. They have a loving family. They got brothers and sisters that actually give a damn about them. They got uncles that are rich. They got grandfathers and grandmothers that have a lot of money in that inheritance. So when they pass away, they'll get like $100,000 or they'll get their grandfather's ranch house or they'll get something that's tangible. They get something tangible. Meanwhile, people like us, we're born into poverty. And a lot of our family members are poverty stricken. They don't have much. They don't have anything. So when they pass away, we don't get anything. So we got to look for a regular 9-to-5 job in a world that's all about who you know, not what you know on an individual level or on an individual basis. It's about who you know. You can be the most dumbest person in the world and be a billionaire. Look at Paris Hilton. She inherited her grandfather's fortune, right? And just look at all these other people who are able to just be born into wealth, power, and opulence and decadence. Meanwhile, people like us, we got to suffer at the bottom. We got to really, really work hard. And when we work hard in this system, a lot of the times that's not even rewarded. Let me ask you something. If you, let's say you work at McDonald's or the 99-cent store, or you work at a low-paying job where you have to bust your ass, right? For the most part, especially when your manager's around. Now, you're working hard all day, every day, but your pay never increases. Now, take it for somebody who now look at somebody and look at somebody who has business investments and stuff like that. Now, watch them. Now, That person who has business investments, they have what's called passive assets that appreciate in value, meaning that they don't have to wake up every single day and go to a job. They don't have to trade their limited time on earth for a job, right? That means that they can play video games all day. They can sleep all day. They can do whatever the hell they want because they have assets. They have things that they own that make money for them. And the more assets you have, the more money you make. If you're making over $5,000 with passive income every single month, well, hell, that's you're doing well than a lot of people. And so, who's working harder, the person that invested wisely, or the person that wakes up every single day and works at McDonald's? Of course, a McDonald's worker is a harder worker, right? But at the same time, it's all about working smarter, not harder. Because you can work hard at something for a million years and still won't pay off. Or you can work smart and create one product. You can create an app, and then sell that app to a major company if you're lucky, and you'll be living off, the millions of dollars or the hundreds of thousands of dollars you get from that for a while if you invest it right. Meanwhile, there's somebody working hard every single day, and they'll never be a millionaire. And what sucks about it is when you're somebody that's like a excess man and you're kind of rejected or dejected in society and you complain about society tends to focus on you and call you a complainer. But if you're a wealthy person and you say that you don't want to pay taxes or whatever, you have friends in high places that can pass laws, rules, and regulations to make sure that your business infrastructure is intact. Meanwhile, as somebody that's poverty stricken and somebody's in a bad position, they can never pass no laws to benefit the poor. All the laws are designed to benefit the rich. They're not designed to benefit the poor. We live in a very unfair system, a system that it feeds on the system that feeds on our negativity, a system that feeds on our pain. It's like our pain, our agony, our sadness, our poverty. It's like fuel for the system. It's like fuel for the campfire. It just keeps the system burning. But we don't have any choice. We have no choice but to find the job that we don't want. We have no choice but to do it. We have no choice but to work at a place that we don't want to work at. What choice do we have for guys in this position? And we have nobody really to talk to. Who can we talk to that's going to listen to us? People in real life will hear what I'm saying and think that I'm crazy, right? They think that I'm complaining. Meanwhile, you have PDF files in the government who are in these Epstein files who are not being prosecuted, and they're not being persecuted either, because a lot of these people are private individuals, meaning you're not going to see them walking down the street. You're not going to see Bill Gates at the grocery store, right? You're just not. You're not going to see the King of England at the bowling alley. These people are private people, like they're not regular people like us, literally, right? So you can never be around those type of people that try to, uphold justice or whatever. These people have too much power and influence, and when they complain, the whole world listens. But if you're a guy, you're going through it and you complain, everybody tells you to be quiet and keep your mouth shut. And they wonder why these psychological issues tend to happen. They wonder why after a while, men start to lose their mind. And in the future, bro, let's say 30 years from now, wow, in 30 years, I'll be 65. Wow. If I'm even alive, which I highly doubt. But maybe this video will still be up, So this is for the people in the future and the people right now in the present. Know this, man. Your government, your system, whatever you're under right now, a lot of people at the top, they're not really human like me and you. That's the thing, and that's the secret. The people the things and the beings that run this world, that make our lives a living hell, they're not human like me and you. Just know that. They do things that are very inhumane, and very just inhuman, and very just sick, right? And one thing I notice is like not all crazy people, but some crazy people, because I consider myself a crazy person. Remember, I'm a schizophrenic. I hear voices in my head and I see things that are quote unquote not there, but I know they're really real. I know they're there. What I'm seeing a glimpse into the spirit world. I'm hearing these voices from the spirit world. And I'm not supposed to, like most people don't have those that hearing or that ability to see things like that are supernatural. But a lot of us who got broken minds and broken souls, like my soul's been broken so many times, I can, see certain shit and hear certain things, which makes me crazy, right? According to the normies. So that's why sometimes I may stutter, or I'm talking mid-sentence, my mind switches and change. You got to understand that I got voices in my head right now as I'm trying to speak. It takes strength for me to make these videos. After I make some of these videos, bro, I'm exhausted. because mentally I'm being drained by the damn demiurge and his archons who are constantly loose harvesting my energy, because I got that divine spark in me, right? But it's hard to continue in this world where you have no support system. How are you supposed to make it and get financial stabilization and stability when you don't have nobody trying to support you? You have nobody really trying to help you. You have nobody that really cares about you. Everybody in this world only cares about themselves for the most part. And when you're somebody that's unattractive, the world's not going to just bend over backwards for you. The world's going to make your life a living hell on purpose. It's not an accident. Let nobody gaslight you and say, "Oh, it's just an accident that you happen to be in the messed up position that you're in." But it's like, no. And they try to "Oh, it's your fault." It's okay, if it's my fault and all that, give me the power of the God of this world, because He's the one that has all the power. How can I be judged for something when I don't even know why we're here? What's the purpose of this life? Why are we even in existence? Why? What's the purpose besides paying bills and working your job? Why are we here? Life has to be more deeper than just paying bills and working a job. So why the hell are we here in this reality? Why? Why? Somebody tell me. Why? What's the purpose of this worthless life? Besides just being a servant to the system, a system that is designed to break you down, a system that's designed to destroy you. What's the purpose of all of this? There's no purpose at all. The only purpose is suffering. Suffering and being destroyed in this eternal infernal void. And I'm sick of it, bro. I don't know how much longer I can really take of this system. I wish I can start an interdimensional army, meaning an army that can travel between dimensions and do recruitment. Honestly, I wish I could go to a different realm, in a different reality, in a different galaxy, and form my own, and just formulate my own army and formulate my own power structure. I'm tired of being at the bottom in this world. I'm tired of not having the things that I want. I'm tired of seeing a beautiful woman with a fat arse and I can't have it. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of seeing things that I want and I can't have it because I don't have enough money. I'm tired of being homeless, pretty much. And I'm tired of being at the bottom. I want to be rich and famous. Why can I do a deal with a devil or some demon or something? They become a rich and famous rap superstar, make millions upon millions of dollars, or do a deal where I have my YouTube channel really take off and I get tens of millions of subscribers and get freaking $1 million every month or something like that. And I make stream and I be as big as Corey Kenshin. I start making my anime and all my creativity actually brings some type of happiness and joy in my life with wealth, power, and influence. Why can't I have that life? Because that evil demiurge, he probably already told those other spirits in other dimensions, don't make a deal with him. He probably told the devil himself, don't do a soul blood deal, a blood contract with him, because he's gonna become a multi-millionaire and be happy, and I can't allow him to be happy. I gotta make him as miserable as possible so he can suffer. That's what I truly believe. The God of this world is an evil bastard. It's the demiurge. An evil, vile, sick being, a disgusting thing. There's a reason why you're suffering. It's not no accident. Let nobody tell you that. It's an accident you're suffering. Be quiet, normie. These normies don't know anything about pain, but they try to judge us and tell us, well, you just got to work harder. You got to put yourself up by the bootstraps. What damn bootstraps? We don't even have boots. Some of us don't even have shoes on our feet. We got glass and bloody trash on our feet. Put yourself up by the bootstraps. Shut the hell up. I'm sick of you people. You don't know what it is to go through hell every day, to go through pain every day. What do you know about hell? What do you know about being alone? What do you know about going 10 years without touching a woman? What do you know about that? What do you know about living as a NEET for 10 years, losing your 20s, to being in your 30s and your grandmother loses her life, and then everybody in your family around you start dropping like flies. Then you get homeless, you get dogs, you get this, you get that. What do you know about that? Most of these normies, they couldn't survive a day in our shoes. They couldn't survive 3 minutes in our shoes, let alone 3 seconds. Having the whole world despise you just because you exist. They don't know what pain is. The worst pain is seeing their dog get sick. It's like, what? You ever notice how people will care more about a sick dog than a sick person? You ever notice that? You ever seen those YouTube videos with like dogs and cats and people are like, oh, I love animals so much more than I love people. And like, yeah, you're saying that now because you ran into a nice cat or you ran into a nice dog. But cats are vicious. Let you transform into the size of a mouse, and your cat, that same cat you've been feeding in your house and you like, it will eat you. Simple as that, right? This world really needs to just end already. All the evil, all the unrighteousness, all the wickedness, all the sin is contamination for the soul. How can our souls really grow where like how can our souls really grow in a place where truth is denied? Lies are believed and the truth, is not believed. You can tell somebody the truth about this world and they'll call you conspiracy theorist, right? You can show them Epstein files, you can show them all of that, and they still don't believe it. Look at how everybody is just went back to normal. After the Epstein files were released or whatever, everybody just went back to normal. No one cares. People don't like that. They don't care because everybody got work. You see, working the job, that has everybody tied to the system. As long as you're paying taxes, you're tied to the system. As long as you have to work a job, you're tied to the system. And that's everybody. So everybody's tied to a system. And everybody's dependent on a system because you need that job because the job pays you money, which is an artificially created construct. And that money was what you use to buy food. It's what you use to pay your bills. It's what you use to try to live a comfortable life in a miserable existence. But you have to suffer in order to get that money just so you can have 5 minutes of some happiness. It just doesn't make any sense. I think the true nature of the soul is pure joy and pure bliss. So this world is just so unnatural. We're not supposed to be suffering the way that we're suffering in this world. Look at your life, man. It's the weekend. Do you have a nice, beautiful girlfriend that can give you fellatio with a high ratio? Do you have a beautiful girlfriend that can massage your back, a girl you can take a shower with or take a bath with, a girl where it's just you and her, just like a nice, have a nice candlelit dinner, butt naked, you know what I mean? Then you start hitting it from the back, right there right there on the counter, right? Or do you have video games and anime to help try to ease the pain, right? I used to write every single day. Now I don't because I'm so miserable and depressed. I'm trapped in depression. I've been trapped in depression for years. And the only thing that can end my depression is something that's impossible to achieve without a team. This world is designed to break us, man. I don't know how else to put it. It's designed to torment us. It's designed to torture us. It's not designed for us to be happy. And when you're a guy in this position, bro, there's really nothing in life that makes life worth it. I mean, what's the point of life if you can't enjoy it? What's the point of life if you always got to be a servant to somebody? What's the point of life where if you don't have money or if you don't look a certain way, you're going to have a hell existence? There's no purpose, is there? Unless somebody's loose farming you, unless somebody is purposely making your life a living hell just because they benefit, right? I didn't ask to be born. I didn't ask to be an African American. These weren't my choices, but I have to be judged by the world based on these choices. If I had if I had a choice to make myself like character creation, I would have made myself tall and of course a way more lighter skin and made myself handsome and made myself a perfect looking specimen because I know that's going to help me in the long run. Isn't it funny how you're judged in this world for something that you can't control? You're judged based on your looks, and your looks is some of the most important thing in life because let's be honest, like you guys ever seen the Walking Dead TV show? Like I never watched it because to me that girl doesn't look like Ellie. Like that one girl who plays the main character as Ellie for the Walking. Did I say the Walking Dead? I mean the Last of Us. Like the Last of Us TV show. That main character they have is Ellie. She looks nothing like Ellie. Ellie in the Last of Us. She has a certain look, right? But they cast that girl, and everybody's like kind of making fun of her looks because the world is that just shows you how normies think and how the world thinks. But if they would have cast a hot, pretty girl as Ellie, there would have been no complaints. Her acting could have been terrible. She can read the script wrong. It doesn't matter because she's beautiful. There is a such thing as pretty privilege. When you look a certain way, you get treated a certain way. Point blank. Period. And when you're guys like us, we've been treated a bad way for such a long time that we love to isolate ourselves from people because we understand that all the pain and all the agony, it came from being around the wrong type of people, right? But this world, it will gaslight you and say, "Oh, it's your fault that that you look a certain way. Just hit the gym, bro. Just be confident, bro." It's like, how can I be confident and hit the gym, bro, where my mind is totally gone, my mind is totally broken, my soul is destroyed and trapped into this eternal infernal void, and you're just saying some crap. Just be strong, bro. Just believe. It's like, just believe. I believe that I want to be a rich and famous rap superstar. Can it just happen magically overnight? I believe that I want $1 million. Can $1 million fall from the damn trees in a sea breeze and give me girls that get on their knees and please? No. I'm so irritated and frustrated and devastated and annoyed with this life. This life is just bullshit. It honestly is. What's the point of this crap? What's the point if I can't be happy? But there's somebody right now who's not homeless. He's making money, making music. He doesn't have to work a shit job. He can do whatever he wants. He can have any girl he wants, driving a nice car. And he's in his youth. He's in his 20s still. If you're still in your 20s, you're still in your youth, right? And this person doesn't have to worry about, being homeless, not having a place to lay your head, not having no food, not having this, not having that. That person doesn't have to worry. And then you wonder why that person's able to go far in life. When the person that had a messed up family, that was filled with insanity, that believed in Christianity, and that leads to nowhere, you wonder why that person gets screwed over and destroyed. Your environment plays a major factor in how far you go in life. When everybody around you is just a worker, and nobody creates a business for you to join. Nobody creates any type of assets that can appreciate in value. No type of family business. Say what you want about certain third world countries, but I respect a lot of those countries where they're poor. They have their own business. Like, you see them with their own. It may not be the most cleanest business, but they wake up every day. They get their fruits and their vegetables, and they make those little stalls and they sell it to you. That's their own business. And then when they come to America, the American government, gives them all types of business loans and things of that nature. Meanwhile, people of my skin color configuration, they don't give us no business loans. They act like that for 500 years, people who look like me were not separated out of society. And even today, we're not really accepted into society. Do you know how many people do not like me because of my skin color configuration? Right? Do you know if I had European descent, how big this channel would be? Even if I have crappy quality, for gameplay in the background, because I'm homeless with nothing. But if I had money, power, wealth, and influence, the gameplay background would be right? The video quality, all that would be better, but I'm homeless with nothing. I'm not no YouTuber. I'm a man that's going insane, but I have to maintain. Because if I do anything out of the ordinary, I'll be in prison, or I'll be 6 feet under. Do you understand? This world is despicable. And it seems the worse off you are in life, the more people want to attack you, the more people want to try to break you and destroy you. Most people, the normies especially, are piranhas, just smelling the blood in the water, coming to bite you and break you down. Then they want to get mad at people saying, "Oh, how come you don't talk to anybody? And how come you don't do this? And how come you blah, blah, blah? Oh, he never leaves his room. He's always in his room." I'm always in my room because outside the room is doom. Outside the room is Doom 3 and Alpha Labs. That's what's outside the room. There's demons waiting for me. There's scary creatures and monsters in the trees and in the grass and all around. That's why a lot of people stay in their room. But it comes a point in time when you're not lucky enough to be a NEET forever, where you're gonna have to find a job and go to school and do all that stuff. It's like, not everybody's meant to be a normie. Some people are really meant to just be by themselves. And unfortunately, a lot of guys in our position are those guys. We're not meant to have that normal life, having the wife, having the kid, having the child, having the house, having the home, having the success. A lot of us are just not meant for it. It's like the demiurge just created us to be destroyed. He didn't create us to be happy. He didn't create us to actually enjoy life. He created us to be nothing. I go through real hell in this life. I'm not here to make YouTube videos and get views. I make these videos only because if I didn't make it, I'll go ER. You understand? This helps alleviate certain stress. Sometimes I wish I was that person that would have made it when I was younger, that would have had all the girls, all the wealth, all the riches, the Bentley Coupe, Lamborghini, Ferrari, Rolls Royce, the Nissan Skyline R34 V-Spec too. You know, because I'm a Skyline lover. You know, the Nissan Skyline R34 is my favorite car of all time. And I remember when I was younger, I told myself I was going to be a rich and famous rapper, and I'll be able to afford a Nissan Skyline and all that. But the demiurge had another plan for my life. With his cruel incursions and his cruel wickedness, you know, he destroyed my life. He destroyed my soul. And then does God want you to praise him? This world is full of shit.